Hello guys. By the way, it's me Aries. We have a new video on Call of Duty Mobile. If you're ready, make sure to give this a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Then turn on the notification bell button to keep you updated whenever I upload a video. Without further ado, let's get started. In this video we have some new tips on how to survive in Battle Royale. Make sure to listen very carefully. This large team fight, which bears similarities to ground war, means new strategies and new tactics are needed to land on top of the competition in Battle Royale. Take these tips and do your best to outlast the enemy. The first thing is choosing a class. Classes worth special consideration in warfare are Scout and Defender. Use Scout to get intel on your enemies, as well as see their footpaths. Plus, Scout can help you avoid surprises and know when an area is safe to loot. For the Defender class, the Transform Shield can protect you against an enemy firestorm, and Reinforced will buff you against any grenades. You can also use another class that you think is better than Defender, like Mechanic, Trickster, and so on. Next is the dropping in. The initial drop in warfare comes with its own mix of strategies. Do you want to drop near teammates and loot up in relative safety? Or do you want to find a weapon quickly and eliminate nearby opponents to give your team an early lead? Neither are bad choices, and playing riskier is not a game-ending option, because if you do get killed, you'll respawn and have a chance for redemption. Choose a place where you can safely find the guns that you can use. If there's a lot of people drop in your destination, try to stay away from them, because we need to survive longer, not to die immediately, because sometimes your opponent guard your dog tag, so you will not get back to the game. Next is the collect enough loots. The collapse still happens at the same rate until it encloses both teams in a small circle. However, this means access to more items to scavenge is cut off. When the final circle does happen, looting will be difficult because of the number of players due to the infinite response. With this in mind, get your loadout together sooner rather than later. All you have to do is get all the ammo, so that when the enemies respawn he will not find any ammo, and you can give it to your teammates when he respawns too. My ammo that I get are the 9mm, 5.56mm, and 7.92. I get that because I also use the M4 and PDW-57, or sometimes I also take ammo for FHJ-18 to take down the enemy vehicle. Next is the find of vehicles. When you reach the final circle, vehicle travel can be more difficult because of the number of players still involved in the match. However, in early rounds, securing a vehicle, particularly a chopper, can be a good strategy. You can take your time looting with the knowledge that a vehicle can zip you out of the collapse. If you manage to find a helicopter, consider loading up with teammates and raining down on enemies below. It's a good idea to use a vehicle, especially if you are away from the safe zone. The easiest vehicle to drive in BR is the chopper. Instead of using a motorcycle or ATV, because only two can ride, but if you don't find any chopper, try now to find SUV, Antelope A20 Assault. It has 4 and 3 seats, which can fit all members of your team in it. Next is respawn. In warfare all players have infinite respawns. Feel free to be more aggressive in your approach, as getting kills is ultimately what wins game. Just be careful not to be taken down too much. You have unlimited time to respawn, if you have been revived by your companion, or if he or she has taken your dog tag and scanned it, or if it's not, you will not be able to return to the game. You can just spec and you can communicate with them, help them find out if there is an enemy nearby. Always be careful, because when someone dies on your team you will find it difficult to win the game. You should be together in one place. Don't go too far with a team when you're looting. We play squad, and we need to work as a team. Next is dropping back in. When dropping back into warfare, it's important to consider your loadout. Do you have a powerful arsenal that could down a bunch of enemies like a war machine? Or is more scavenging needed in order to really be an offensive threat? Make the decision on where to drop in based on your playstyle, and if you have the guns to back up your approach. You really need to have a better loot so you can defend yourself when an enemy sees you. My advice is to never use a 4x scope because it will only give a high recoil with the gun you use to fight. We need to survive long and be the last team to survive. We don't need many kills. Next is using equipment. In warfare, you may come across multiple enemies or drop into a crowd upon respawn. Using equipment, particularly flashbangs, works wonders as both offensive and defensive tools of battle. Consider tossing a piece of equipment to help you rush an enemy or execute a strategic retreat. Before I don't use grenades, but now I have learned to use this is really helpful, especially when you're in squad because it is really needed, especially when you encounter many enemies. Throw some grenades, flashbangs, and others. This definitely help you to easily kill those enemy. Also you can use the SMRS to take many enemy in one shot, you just need to aim properly. Next is your loadout. Speaking of loadout, if you find a weapon you love, make sure you keep it, even if it runs out of ammo. Don't ever drop the gun you want because for sure you can still get its ammo. All you have to do is to kill that you may encounter or search a nearby building to find the ammo that applies to your gun. Next is the battle for airdrops. Airdrops are extremely important in warfare since it is one of the best ways to get quality gear. However, getting a quality loadout is even more important because if you're stuck with something you don't like, you'll get the same arsenal every respawn. Securing an airdrop usually comes with a fight, so be ready and consider the advantages of attacking with teammates. You can use surrounding firefights as cover or a transform shield, if you have the defender class equipped for protection. There are many options to choose, but often a strategy is needed to take an airdrop. However, if you love your loadout, it may not be worth the risk. What you do want to chase down are the supplier drops that will periodically land across the stage. These can be found by looking for green dots on your map, and you will see a smokestack when you get close. Inside the airdrops are some of the rarest weapons and gear in the game, including a grenade launcher from past games called the War Machine. It uses its own ammunition so you can keep using it for the whole match, but it can absolutely decimate the last few players in a given round. If you find a rocket launcher, however, we suggest leaving it, as the weapon can only fire at vehicles and they haven't been very popular in the game thus far. You also get from airdrop is level 3 vest, attachment, ammo, and Arctic 50 exotic. Getting those airdrops is high risk, high reward, just like landing in high loot areas right at the start of the match. BRN Mobile is meant to be played in short, quick bursts. In my opinion, it's better to go for good loot at the start with your entire team. Next is teammate connection. Using a microphone in warfare means a world of difference. You can call out to teammates to help secure airdrops, grab a chopper, or get help from enemy attacks. If you do use a microphone, consider pairing it with the scout class to be the ultimate intel source for your teammates. It is crucial that you communicate effectively with your team in order to win a battle royale match, particularly if you are playing in 4-person squads. To do this, you can use your device microphone, and it can be enabled by pressing the microphone icon just to the left of the mini-map. We prefer the old-to-talk style, which you can enable in the options, as it only picks up your voice when touching the icon. If you prefer, you can also turn it on permanently if you are about to get into a hectic firefight. Additionally, you can place a marker on the main map so your teammates know your intended objective, which will discourage them from wandering off. Teamwork makes the dream work. Drop with your team, move with your team, fight with your team, and you'll easily win. But if your teammates are determined to drop into contact and die straight away, you might want to go solo to survive. Battle Royale is about survival. If you just want to kill, play multiplayer instead. Watch the map for footprints if you're a scout, keep your ears open and you'll know where they are before they know you're there. It's the route to victory. In Battle Royale you can hide and wait until your enemy is in range before engaging them. It really works. Your main goal is to be the last team standing. Always upgrade your class in the nearest terminal chip. This will help you a lot. That's all the tips that I gather. I know there's a lot of tips in surviving in Battle Royale. You can comment your tips on the comments section, so we all know. Also don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Then don't forget also to turn on the notification bell button to keep you updated. I upload every day. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. Other than that, it's me Aries. And I'm out.